This is the second video in a series that I seem to be doing because they're just coming to me as I hike on how important it is to recognize and release our habits, both our including our physical habits, our emotional habits, and our mental habits. And in this video, I want to talk a little bit about judgment. One of the things that I've come to understand and truly believe in my process is that I create my reality. And most of the reality I create comes from my unconscious. And it's actually created by my emotional body. And a lot of my reality is created by my emotional body to get me to pay attention and own certain things about myself that I have denied. And I'll talk more about this in subsequent videos. Today I'm going to talk about unconscious judgments. And judgments are mental habits. And judgments are when, at some point in our lives, due to experience or whatever, we've decided that an aspect of life is going to be a certain way. And that judgment then has a power over the life that we create, because that judgment is most likely not conscious to me. And what is happening is, in an attempt to get me to become aware of that judgment and release that judgment and the emotions that cause that judgment to be put into place, my emotional body is going to continue to create circumstances that reflect that judgment back to me. So, for example, one of the judgments that I've carried throughout my life that I've become aware of and I'm releasing is that I have to work hard, and that may include I have to work hard at doing something I don't want to do to survive in this world. And this is a judgment that I believe is completely false, but it's one that I've carried. It's one my dad had, and I'm not blaming him because I'm sure I brought it into this life. And so what happens is, as long as I'm unconscious of that judgment, or unconscious that it's a judgment as opposed to an actuality of the way reality is, my emotional body will continue to create those circumstances. So in other words, I will create the circumstances where I set myself up to have to work hard at something I don't want to do to earn a living. Now, at first glance, this could be taken as, well, then the judgment's right because your reality is true. But in actuality, in my experience, in my opinion, what my emotional body is doing is showing me this judgment played out in front of me so that I can feel that that experience doesn't resonate with me, in an attempt to get me to open up and realize that this is a false judgment that I've been carrying that has caused me to create a reality that is other than what I truly desire. And this gives me the opportunity to begin the process of releasing that judgment and changing my reality. And I've talked about this in previous videos, but I'll talk about it now briefly. And the way I release judgment is first to recognize something as a judgment, and then give my emotional body the opportunity to express and move the repressed emotions that have been holding that judgment in place. And so I found it really, really important to pay attention in almost an observer capacity of what experiences am I repeatedly creating for myself. And what are those experiences trying to tell me? And rather than reacting to those experiences from a place of program, pattern, habit, try and bring some authentic observation and discernment to create the awareness necessary for me to be able to positively change my circumstances by releasing the judgments that created them. Hope you found this video useful, and hope you tune into future ones. Thanks. Take care.